I want to give you a quick tutorial on how to make a seamless pattern. This is what we went over yesterday in class, or Tuesday, excuse me. So I'm going to open Photoshop and click New. So I'm going to work in a 5 by 5 inch. It really doesn't matter what you work. I like to work in a square when I work on patterns. It's just a little bit easier. And it tends to make a nicer pattern, but it's up to you. Create. So you remember yesterday, okay, we worked on this and we just made kind of a funky little drawing, okay? Now, when you're making patterns, if I made a pattern, let's see, let's get a fun color. I'm kind of into this weird green right now. If I made a pattern just with like a couple of circles or whatever, basically where everything was contained within the picture plane, okay? Nothing goes off the edge. It would be really easy to turn this into a pattern, okay? I just define it as a pattern and then nothing's gonna overlap, everything's gonna look great, okay? But what about when things go off the edge? That's what we're gonna work on today. So, I'm gonna do a little drawing. Let's get some hot pink. I'm gonna get my brush tool and I'm gonna do some drawing. Okay, let's see. Ugh, don't like that. Now, again, this is just kind of like silly drawing. This is just to get a better understanding of how this works. Okay, I'm gonna make another layer. Let's get another color. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna add some polka dots. And let's add a little more of this green. Okay, so I've made this drawing and let's say I'm really happy with this. I want to make a pattern out of it. So I'm going to go to Layer and I'm going to flatten the image. Okay. So if I made a pattern out of this, let's just try it, okay? Edit, define pattern, press OK. So when I go to use this pattern, I'm going to make a new document real quick. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Press Create. So when I go to use this pattern, Layer, New Fill Layer, Pattern, press OK. Here's what I get, okay? Now let me scale it up a little bit so you can see a little better. I've got an edge here, okay? We don't want that. That's not very attractive, okay? So I'm going to show you how to fix this. So let's keep that there just so we can see what we do, all right? So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to Filter, Other, and Offset. Okay, and this little menu will come up. Basically what it's doing is it's taking the inside of the image and flipping it to the outside, both horizontally and vertically. Now you're going to tell it how many pixels to the right, how many pixels down to flip it. So let me just show you where these numbers came from. Sometimes your Photoshop will default to halfway through and sometimes it won't. All right, so I've got 750 by 750, so let's cancel this really fast. If I go to Image, Image Size, My image is 1500 by 1500 pixels, okay? So to split it, it needs to be 750 by 750. So press OK. So again, let's do this again. Go to Filter, Other, Offset. That's where those numbers came from. You need to know this because sometimes it'll default to the last image size you were working with. So just know that you're going to tell it to go halfway to the right and halfway down. Press OK. Okay, so now we have this. So what I want to do now is I basically want to repair this. Everything on the outside of the image was what was on the inside. So I don't want to jack with this edge, okay? I just want to mess with what's in the middle. So I'm going to make some repairs, okay? So let's start with this pink because this is really noticeable. We don't want that. So I'm going to choose that pink and I'm going to come here and make my brush the same size and I'm just going to do one click to get rid of that edge. Same thing here. Make it the same size. Come over. Just going to do one click. All right? Maybe two because I've still got that slight. Okay. Now this is going to be a little bit harder. I think I'm just going to bring this down and let those be different sizes, okay? Here, I'm going to repair this. This looks pretty good. Now this is a little problematic and this may come back to bite us in the butt, but I'm going to just barely, I don't want to mess with the edge, remember? Because the edge, we know the edge is seamless. It's the inside that's not now. So I don't want to mess with that. I'm just going to, you know what? You know what I think I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to add another polka dot. So I'm going to make this big. I'm going to bring it down just right below, and I'm going to add a polka dot. Now this may be a little awkward, and depending on your image, sometimes you have to do a couple of different tries. But we're going to try this first and see how it goes, okay? So let's see. Maybe I add one more polka dot here and one on top of the yellow. I think that'll look good, okay? So now I want to merge, well, flatten. Yeah, let's flatten it. I'm going to go to Edit, Define Pattern, and I'm going to name it Pink, Yellow, Blue Pattern. I mean, whatever. When you're working on your midterm, come up with actual names for your pattern. So I might call this like something like party pattern or, you know, whatever, just something. Okay, so let's go back over here. Now remember, this is what we were working with. All right, so let's just see how this goes now. So let's go to Layer, New Fill Layer, Pattern, press OK, and there we go. All right, let's scale it up a little bit so we can look at it. Yeah, this looks good, okay? So you see now we've lost that edge. We don't have any of that anymore, okay? And let's look at the, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I'm still not super crazy about this. I might go back in and do the same thing where I just add a little polka dot on top of it or something, but I'm really pleased with how that turned out, okay? That's pretty good. So this is how we create a seamless pattern. Now there's a lot of different ways to do this, but okay, this is just one way to make a seamless pattern, just to walk you through how this is done. I hope this is helpful. Email me if you have questions, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.